because it is just around the corner. You can call all your family and friends to come over for dinner because we are going to show you how to debunk some of those Thanksgiving myths. We've got Claire Tansey with us. Give her a hand. Hello. Listen, you did such a fantastic job.
Thank you so
I'm going
much.
to take the opportunity now to say thank you so much to all the guest hosts. I was so honored to have some of the best in Canada come here and do this show on my behalf, and you were fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
I watched every single thing you did. I was interested in things like rice paper.
Oh,
no,
yes.
I did not cook.
Okay, well, we can do that. Listen,
but I watched
Tracy,
you cook.
But before we get started on Thanksgiving, you've been so nice to the audience. We brought you a little something as well.
Oh, you're kidding me!
From your upcoming shoot in Cityline magazine.
Goodness,
Your
you
brand
guys are
new 4-person
sneaky.
family.
Look at that!
Look at little tiny baby.
Oh, wow! That is beautiful! That is so gorgeous!
Yeah, look at you all look gorgeous.
Oh, if you only knew the story behind this picture. Cityline came and they wanted to do a picture after I had the baby because they'd done the shoot before. And Leo said, I'm not in this shoot, right?
Yeah.
And I said, no, honey, you're not in the, he hates the camera. So they came and they were like, so Leo, can we get you in the shoot? And his eyes said divorce lawyer. And they were looking at me, and I was like, honey, I'm so sorry. They told me you weren't in the shoot. I'm so sorry. He's like, that's fine. I didn't shave, but whatever.
Well, goodness.
Anyways, this is so worth it.
He obviously took acting lessons because that's a gorgeous smile.
Yes, he did. Yes, he was okay with it.
Okay, but more serious matters now.
Thanksgiving.
Come on, Thanksgiving is around the corner.
Yes.
And there's something about Thanksgiving that seems to incite panic and the fear of Canadians. Like, if we're like, oh my gosh, the family's coming, what am I going to do?
Yes.
And there are all
It's a big
these
deal.
myths about Thanksgiving, and so I thought, we're going to bust some of those myths. Bust
Well,
them.
who can think of one of the big myths with Thanksgiving? What do you think to yourself when you think of the turkey? You think the turkey has to be in the oven for how long?
I don't cook.
You're like me. Me and you both, honey. How long do you think the turkey has to be in the oven for?
7 hours.
Okay,
7
does the turkey
hours?
have to be in the oven for 7 hours?
So not true.
Okay.
It does not have to be in the oven for 7 hours, and I'm going to tell you the secret. The secret to this gorgeous, beautiful bird, isn't he looking lovely?
She's beautiful.
He's been up since 5, and he's sleeping now.
Good on you, Claire. That's lovely.
You don't stuff it.
You don't stuff
your
the turkey.
Because here's what happens. When you stuff a turkey, of course, you have to cook it so that the stuffing gets to like 165 degrees.
That's
at least
right.
Safety concerns.
Yes.
By the time that's cooked, this guy, dry as a wool sock.
Right.
Yeah. So don't stuff your turkey.
Okay.
In fact, make a lovely stuffing. You got your breadcrumbs.
Yes.
Who doesn't love breadcrumbs?
Oh, no, they're good.
And they're toasted, and you put them in a big bowl. And then, if you could do me a favor, and just using this fabulous Chinese strainer.
Instrument.
Take those sweet potatoes out of that pot right there.
What did you do to these sweet
Well,
potatoes?
we cook the sweet potatoes with a little bit of shallots and a little bit of butter because
wow.
we're also doing one of
Look
those,
at that. They
another
look
myth
great.
busted. You don't have to make 8 different side dishes.
No.
Your mom
you
may
don't
have-
have to go crazy. Don't go
You don't have
hedonistic
to.
on Thanksgiving.
No.
Do I put them in here?
Put them right in there. So
All of
instead
them?
of doing, yes, all of them. Every last one of them. There's little bits of shallots in there. And instead of doing a sweet potato dish and a stuffing dish, sweet potatoes and stuffing at the same time.
Oh, that's smart.
And we can
I'm
smell
making
there's
a
like
mess.
all this wonderful herbs and lovely things in there. And so you've got a little bit of stock in there, and then just give that a kind of a whirl around. That's some eggs.
Okay. Now, I want to know then if the,
there's
if the
one escaped
turkey's
here,
only
not
been
to
up
worry.
since 5 o'clock. That means how long did it take to roast it?
It took about 3.5 hours.
Oh,
Now,
well, that's fantastic.
We also recommend a, I think we've done something to the oven here.
It's because we're sitting on it, I think. Yeah, that's okay.
You want the turkey to cook nice and through, but then it's got to rest for about a half an hour. We'll talk about that
Because
in
it
a
gets
little while.
tired.
It gets it
wants a nap.
You'd be tired too if you were in the oven for 3 hours.
It's hot in there. Do you want me to put this in here?
Oh yeah, throw it all in.
Okay.
See, it's all very easy. It all comes together
It's a
very
really
easily.
heavy pot.
I know, but you're a very strong
go.
lady. You've been lifting 2 babies.
Yes, absolutely.
And then just give that a nice stir all around.
cranberries you added in there. That's
Cranberries,
lovely.
walnuts. So you've got this beautiful festive harvest stuffing.
Yes.
It's all coming together. And this only takes about 40 minutes to cook. And you can even do it the day before and then just reheat it while the turkey is resting once it's out of the oven.
Do you make your own breadcrumbs?
No, this is, well, sort of. You buy yourself a loaf of bread. I wouldn't make my own loaf of bread for breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Buy a loaf of bread that you haven't, that hasn't been sliced, and then you just cut them up and throw them in the oven for a little while to toast them up.
Okay.
So then that, you just put it all right here in a big Pyrex dish, and then it cooks up, and oh yeah, go for it. Go,
Yeah,
go,
do it.
Yeah, go, it's all good. And so if you wanted to do this in advance, you can do that, and if you wanted to take the walnuts out, or if you wanted to
Add what you want, take out what you want.
Very easy going.
I'm not going to lie, I could have mixed it a little better.
You know what? You can put it all in on top. It's
Okay.
and it'll sink down, and it comes up like this beautiful one we've got on the edge here.
Yeah, this is exactly how mine would have turned out.
Exactly. So there's one or two of the myths of Thanksgiving busted. Now the
How
other
long
myth.
did you leave it in for? I'm sorry.
About 40 minutes.
40 minutes, okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But, you know, take it in, put it out. Because it's not in the turkey, it doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about it. It's going to be nice and rich and delicious.
So have you done this before you did your turkey?
Yes, I did.
Okay, all right.
And then I just reheated it while the turkey was resting.
So are we going to do myth number 2?
Myth number 2, gravy is hard.
Yeah, well, gravy does seem hard.
Yes, I know.
It's the essence of the recipe, so you think that you've got to put all of this effort into making it taste really good.
I know. And the secret to a good gravy is, you know, obviously roasting a good turkey, and he's just pretty simple.
Yeah.
But then I've had so many people say to me, you know, when you're making the gravy, how do you make sure it doesn't have any lumps?
Yes.
I even had somebody ask me if I ever used the mason jar method.
What's that?
And I was like, oh, I'm not sure what the mason jar method is. Does anybody know what the mason jar method is? Okay, that's good, because
Do you know
scary.
it? No?
Scary
They don't
time.
know it.
Apparently you make
Oh,
the
you
gravy.
do know it.
Oh,
Can you just scream it out?
That's it.
Shaken flour?
That's it. Shaking flour. Like essentially,
flour.
it's like you're making salad dressing, but it's gravy.
Okay.
You can be easier than that. So instead what we're going to do is, this is the pan that the turkey was roasted in, and you see it's got left all of this lovely.
It smells good.
Delicious. Yeah, it smells good.
It looks bad for me.
Well, we're going to.
Can I drink it?
I recommend putting it on your skin before bed. I tell you, it'd be absolutely irresistible.
Okay.
A lot of fat, you know, is going to come to the top of the gravy.
I know.
But the thing is that good gravy has fat in it.
Oh, I know.
That's the thing.
That's where taste comes from. I'm sorry, no matter what people say.
And then you want to just...
It's fat.
You want to skim off some of that fat, but you want to leave some of it behind.
Okay.
And this is... I know this spoon looks like nothing, but it's actually my favorite skimming spoon. Everybody
it?
probably has one.
Oh, you
because it
gotta
has
have
a
a
really
favorite.
thin edge.
All right.
Anyway, and so you skim off all but about 1/4 cup or 3 tablespoons of...
why are you doing that? Why are you skimming off some of the fat? Why not just keep it all on?
Well, because...
My mother would be asking this question because she'd keep it all on. I'm going to be in so much trouble for saying that.
No, that's all right.
She would, though. Her
But
food
sometimes,
tastes really good.
of course, fat does make food taste good. But some turkeys, and this is where you have to be your own boss. Some turkeys give off a lot of fat.
Yes.
Other turkeys don't give off so much fat, and it depends on how much butter you put on top of the turkey, and if you happen to be the type who puts bacon on top of a turkey. You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Jason Parsons,
Absolutely,
they might try that
absolutely.
trick. Yeah.
But then what you've got in this pan is all of the lovely goodness that came off of the turkey, and it's been concentrating because it's been roasting.
Yes.
And it's just so good. So all you need to do is really just bring that into gravy formation. The caterpillar turns into the butterfly.
Okay,
so
and how do we do that?
I'm going to pass you this whisk.
Yeah.
This is just a little bit of flour. Sprinkle that right in, and this is where the mason jar method is clearly bested by the whisk method.
Okay.
And you whisk, 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 whisk. Very nice, very nice. And as you whisk, the flour is going to incorporate into the fat. And I know that doesn't sound very
This
nice.
sounds like a good post-workout meal.
Like I said,
Get
you dab
into
a little
that
bit behind
fat.
your ears and you're irresistible. But as it whisks in and as it cooks, the flour will incorporate with the fat that's in there, and then it'll just dissolve, and you won't have any issues with lumps at all.
Do we have the final outcome?
We will in a minute.
What are we doing with this wine?
That's the white wine. So now a little bit for the chef, and just a little bit. You may as well just pour it all in there.
Okay.
And that's going to give a lot of nice flavor to the gravy as well.
Yeah.
And then you put in some chicken stock or some turkey stock. Or
You want me to put all of it in?
Yeah, go for it. Because in my house,
I like
there's
how
just
easy
never
you are.
enough.
You let me do whatever I want.
But the other thing is,
she's like, no, just have
there's never enough gravy, right? There's never enough gravy.
And people don't make enough gravy.
You've
I
got
don't
to
know
make.
why.
You've got to make a whole ton of it.
Yeah.
And so this is just going to kind of quietly cook away.
Very
now
nice.
it's a nice pale golden color. My mom, of course, would have added some kind of secret coloring agent to it. But you can do that if you want. You can always add in a little squirt of soy sauce, and that'll make it nice and that'll darken it up a bit more.
So can you see that? Can you get a shot of that? I don't know.
Lovely. And you see how much gravy there is. So that then, it's not as if everybody has their ration 2 tablespoons of gravy, and that's no fun. It's
Well,
Thanksgiving.
you can swim in it. That's what you want.
Well,
you want
exactly.
enough
And then
to
you
be
can
able
make-
to take a dive.
That's right, and make sandwiches the next day.
Very good. So how many hours are you going to roast your turkey for now this year?
3
3.5. See, they have learned.